in the upper levels of Mars's atmosphere from 20 to 40 kilometers elevation. It was a sharp rise in temperature that was only there during the day, not during the night. And that's a telltale sign that fine dust, the dust that is ubiquitous on Mars, has been lofted high into Mars's atmosphere, much higher than its usual levels, which is down below 10 kilometers elevation.
Is this a sign of perhaps an impending planet-wide dust storm, as we've seen many times in the past?
It could be, but like any extreme weather, it's more likely to be less extreme than it is to be more extreme. But still, it's a worrying sign. It's something that the Mars Climate Sounder team and certainly the rover teams are going to be keeping a close eye on to see if they're going to suffer one of these global dust events like they had in the past.
Does this also tell us that we are, in fact, learning a little bit more about the dynamics of this very dynamic planet?
We definitely are, and we, for the first time, have some really good tools in place to see what's going on in the Mars's atmosphere in real time. Mars Climate Orbiter was supposed to do this for us, but it was lost back in '99. And so Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, it's actually the third attempt for the Mars Climate Sounder guys to get that instrument to Mars. And now that it's there, it's really helping to provide these real-time looks at what's going on at the changing dynamics of Mars's atmosphere.
Where can listeners learn more about this instrument?
Well, you can learn more on the Planetary Society's website at planetary.org/MCS. Society is actually the education and public outreach partner for the Mars Climate Sounder team, so it's our job to tell the world about what this instrument is doing.
All right, Emily, thanks very much, and we look forward to hearing from you again soon.
All right, thank you, Matt.
Time for What's Up on Planetary Radio. Here's Bruce Betts, the Director of Projects for the Planetary Society. Everybody knows what you do. Go ahead, tell us about the night sky.
Okay, I will. In the evening sky, got Saturn up there in the east in Leo after sunset and high overhead by kind of mid-evening. Mercury, going to start coming up looking like a bright star low in the west after sunset, starting mid-April and then getting higher for a week or two after that. But the trick is it's brightest when it first appears because it becomes more and more of a crescent as seen through a telescope. Pre-dawn sky busy we've got Jupiter somewhat high up these days in the pre-dawn, very bright star-like object. Below it, Mars, dimmer, reddish, and below that, if you can see that low, is Venus. And here's a weird thing coming up, Matt, you may want to try to check out. In western North America, which, by the way, is where we live, the moon will pass in front of Venus before dawn on April 22nd. But it is kind of a localized thing. One last thing, Lyrids, kind of an average meteor shower, peaking on April 21st.
Okay, the day before. All right, I'm going to take your advice because you gave me advice offline last week that it would be a good time to see the International Space Station going over Southern California. And man, was it spectacular. I mean, just unmistakably bright. And the best part is when it fades out.
Oh, it is. It's very cool. If you see it, depending on what time you see it, the one you saw, it enters the Earth's shadow. As seen by the astronauts, it's sunset for them, and so you see it fade out.
Just beautiful, and people should try and catch that. Look it up on the web.
They should. I would announce that every week, except that it's localized.
Yeah.
So you have to go to the web. www.heavens-above.com is a great site that you can sign up and get predictions. There are also other places you can find them.
Yeah, worth the trouble. What else you got for us?
On to This Week in Space History, 1961, Yuri Gagarin, first human in space. 20 years later, same date, but 1981, the first space shuttle mission launches to space. And we've got the 50th anniversary of the selection of the Mercury 7, the first 7 NASA astronauts.
Very auspicious occasions. Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We move on to Random Space Fact.
Had a kind of Western theme to it.
Maybe you can put some horses or a cattle drive in the background.
Rawhide.
Speaking of rawhide, actually this has nothing to do with rawhide. The James Webb Space Telescope, coming up to be launched in a few years here, will have 18 mirror segments, all hexagonal, but they all get put together, and they're made of beryllium They're coated in gold, truly exotic, and they have to fold up the different segments and then be unfolded in space because there's no rocket big enough to open this bad boy up. Total diameter of all of them together, 6.5 meters.
You know, and I usually have more faith than you that these things are going to work once they get up there or down somewhere else. I'm amazed. If this one makes it, I am just going to be flabbergasted. It is so complex.
It is indeed, but they're putting a lot of time, effort, and money into it, so hopefully it'll work. On to trivia time. Name at least 3 techniques used to discover exoplanets. How'd we do, Matt?
We got tons. A lot of people named 7. Our winner named 6, and that winner is John Gallant. John, who's out of Lima, New York. It has been almost exactly 1 year since his name came up in the quiz. We got a lot of entries, too, because you know what? I think people want those T-shirts, and that's what we're going to send John along with, if he wants it, an Oceanside Photo and Telescope Rewards card from opt.corp. We did get some other funny stuff. We got some good ones, like Marie Sluka, who said that yet another technique is just drive around and ask for directions.
I personally couldn't do that.
Yeah, it's kind of the guy way to do things, but not if there's somebody else going shotgun.
I just stare with my eyes until I, pretended to find something.
Torsten kind of said the same thing, just warp around looking for Class M's. But my favorite is from Abby Marion. How do you find exoplanets? Knowledge, skill, and determination.
That is true. It wasn't exactly what I was looking for, but it's certainly true. You can find out more about all sorts of techniques at planetary.org/exoplanets, as well as check out our catalog of exoplanets.
Yeah, collect the whole set of cards there, baseball cards. exo baseball cards.
Collect them all. Well, I can't get enough asking for things in 3s, but this time there really are only 3 so far. Here's the question for next time. What are the 3 science modules currently part of the International Space Station? The 3 science modules currently part of the International Space Station. Go to planetary.org/radio. Find out how to enter.
Hey, you know what? You should get us those entries by April 13th, Monday the 13th at 2 p.m. Pacific time for your chance to win that spectacular Planetary Radio T-shirt and an OPT rewards card. I think we're done, except that I just wanted to mention that you found me on Twitter.
I did. I found you tweeting on Twitter, which still makes me laugh to say. Yes, you're nicely letting people know about the show as well as your other inspiring thoughts.
So far, I've only been telling people while the show is already on. I'm going to try and give people a preview of the show before it actually airs. So anyway, it's under Mat Kaplan. And then I saw that you were following me, so of course now I'm following you, and you are Mr. Random Space Fact.
Indeed. I've just started into this wild and wacky world of Twitter, so if you're out there, check me out. Random Space Fact is the name I go under. You can find it on their regular search anyway.
And we're out of here.
All right, thank you, everyone. Go out there, look up in the night sky, and think about silverware, especially the spork. Thank you, and good night.
I wonder if somebody has a Spork Twitter account. I'm going to check that in a minute. He's Bruce Betts, the Director of Projects for the Planetary Society, and he joins us every week here for What's Up? That a sparrow or a spork?
It's a tweet.
Oh. Planetary Radio is produced by the Planetary Society in Pasadena, California. Have a great week.